Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 8 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 8 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter Pythagorean theorem, and the lessons we're going to cover today are okay. So let's just start with the chapter. Okay, here I'm on the chapter Pythagorean theorem. Let's just start with the lesson, that is Pythagorean theorem, find the length of the hypotenuse. So let's just start with the lesson. What is the, you are given the triangle. So one important thing is when we use Pythagorean theorem, when we are working on the right angle triangles. Just 1 minute. Okay, so we use Pythagorean theorem when we're working on the right angle triangle. Right angle triangle means one of the angle must be 90 degrees, right? So which angle you are, just let's just look at the triangle we are given. So which angle is 90 degree? This is the sign of the right angle triangle, right? That means this angle is right angle triangle. The angle here is right angle triangle. Right angle triangle measures exactly 90 degrees, right? So just understand the triangle. This is the longest side. The C is the Pythagorean theorem. The side that is in front of the right angle triangle is the hypotenuse. That is the longest side in the triangle. The sum of the square, the hypotenuse, the sum of square of hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the opposite and sum of squares of other two sides, right? One of them is opposite and I forgot the name of the other side. Let me just think. Basically, the hypotenuse square equals the sum of the squares of other two sides, right? That is the Pythagorean theorem. Here is, that is C. So you can write it as C square equal A square plus B square, right? So A is 12, B is 16, so that is 12 square and 16 square. Their sum is 400, and when you square root, the value is 20. So you can see that is the longest side in the triangle. Got it? Okay, so let's just start with the test questions. Okay, here is the triangle you are given. You need to find the length of the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is C, so that is C square equals A square plus B square. One of the side is A, the other is B. So a square is 8 square, b square is 15 square, 8 square is 64, and 17 square is 225. So when you add, that would be, I think, 289, right? That is c square. You need to calculate the c, so that means square root 289, right? So square root 289 is 17. That is square root 289 equals 17. Yes, so the correct option is 17. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is option number 1. What is the length of hypotenuse? So let's just calculate the value, right? That is c square equals, that is c square equals a square plus b square. So that is 4 square plus 3 square. So 4 square is 16, 3 square is 9, and 16 plus 9 is 25. So let's just calculate the square root 25, right? So the correct option is 5 feet. Option number 1 is the correct option. The length of the hypotenuse is 5 feet. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, what is the length of the hypotenuse, which is the correct option? The correct option is 10 feet. Option number 2 is the correct option, right? 8 square plus 6 square equals 100, and the correct option is, you need to calculate the square root, that is 10 feet. Okay, the next one is, what is the length of hypotenuse? So which is the correct option? The correct option is 16 square is 256, and 12 square is 144. Yes, that is 20. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 20 centimeter. Okay, the next one is, what is the length of the hypotenuse? Which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 1 is the correct option. That is 13 meters. What is the length of the hypotenuse? The hypotenuse is C, and the C is the longest side of the triangle. So the sum of hypotenuse square equals the sum of squares of the two other sides. So that is A square is 9 square, 12 square, you have 9 square is 81, and 12 square is 144, right? So when you add, that is 225, right? So you need to calculate the square root, right? Because we need the value of C only. So that is 15. The correct option is 15 meters. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson, that is Pythagorean theorem. Find the length of the missing line. Let's just start with missing length. Let's just start with the lesson. Find the missing leg length, actually, sorry. Okay, so now let's just start with the I'm going to start with the test questions, right? You can have a look on the tutorial by yourself so that we can do more questions from the test. Let's just start. You can have a look on the tutorial by yourself later today. What is the length of the missing leg? So here is the longest side of the triangle, that is C, right? That is the hypotenuse. We know that RC, the C square equals A square plus B square. Just put up the values. For example, that is A because here that is B, right? So that is 15 square equals 9 square plus B square. You need to find the value of B, right? So move that 9 square other side. You are left with in B square here only. 15 square minus 9 square. 15 square is 225 and minus 81, right? So 5 minus 1 is 4. 12 minus 8 is 4. 144 it is. So then B equals 12. When you calculate the square, the correct option is 12. So that means the missing side length is 12. Okay, let's just move on to next lesson. The correct option is for this one, that is 12 kilometers. So let's just move on to next one. What is the missing leg length? Missing leg. Okay, so you are given this is actually the C, right? This is A you need to find and this is B. So C square equals A square plus B square. C is 10. You have 10 square. A you need to find and B is 8 square, right? So isolate the variable A square, right? Move 8 square other side. So 10 square minus 8 square. 10 square is 100. 8 square is 64. So 100 minus 64 is 36, right? So A is 6. The correct option is 6 inches. Option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? Okay, the next one is what is the length of the missing leg? So which is the correct option? You need to calculate B. So you can do calculations in your notebook and then write the answer here. The correct option is yes, very good. Option number 1, it's the correct option. 3 miles it is. What is the length of missing leg? Which is the correct option? The correct option is 15 miles. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 15 miles. What is the length of the missing leg? Which is the correct option? That is 12 miles. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is Pythagorean theorem, find the parameter. So you need to find the parameter. Parameter is the sum of all the sides of a. What is the parameter? You are given the triangle. You need to find the. Just 1 minute. What is the parameter, right? You are given the value of b and c. Just use and find the value of a exactly the same way you calculate the length of the missing side length, right? You have to just put the values in the Pythagorean theorem, that is a square plus b square equals c square. You need to find the a, so that would be a square plus 12 square equals 15 square, right? Subtract the 12 square other side, so that would be 225 minus 144 is 81. Calculate the square, that is 9. Now you have all the three side lengths. We know that the parameter is sum of all the sides. So you just have to add all these sides. 9 plus 12 plus 15. So the correct option is 36. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. What is the parameter? You are given two of the side lengths. Calculate the third one. For the parameter, you just have to add all the side lengths, right? So calculate C. C square is 5 square plus 12 square. 5 square is 25 and 12 square is 144. So that would be, I think, 189, 169, 89 it is. 189. That is 169 it is, right? So 169 c square, you need to calculate c, that is 13. So this is the length 13. Just for the parameter, you just have to add all these side lengths. 13 plus 12 plus 5. 13 plus 12 is 25 and 5, 30. So the correct option is 30 kilometers. Option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? The correct option is 30 kilometers. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, what is the parameter? So again, calculate the missing side length and then add all the side lengths, right? So that is 5, 4, then A must be 3, right? So that is the correct option is 12. Their sum must be 12. Option number 2 is the correct option, right? Just use the Pythagorean theorem, find the length of the third side, and just add that would be the parameter. What is the parameter? So which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? Which is the missing side length? So let's just calculate the missing side length. C square equals 9 square plus 12 square. 9 square is 81, 12 is 144. So that is 4 and 1, 5, 12, 225 it is, right? Then C equals 15. So just add the side lengths to calculate the parameter. 15 plus 12 plus 9, 27, and 9 is 36. So the correct option is 36 miles. The sum of all the side lengths must be 36 miles, right? Okay, the correct option is 35, 36. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is word problems. You can do the word problems on your own. Converse of the Pythagorean theorem. Is this a right angle triangle? So let's just start with the example. A triangle has its side lengths 9 yards, 12 yards, and 15 yards. You have to see if that is the right angle triangle, right? If triangle, if a square plus b square equals c square, then triangle is right triangle. This is the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. That means you need to prove if that is the right angle triangle. Just look at the measurements. They are 9 yards, 12 yards, and 15 yards. So 15 is the longest side, then that means that must be hypotenuse, right? So just put the values in the Pythagorean theorem. They are 15 square equals 12 square plus 9 square. So 81 plus 144 makes 225 and 15 square makes 225. They are exactly equal. That means yes, that is a right angle triangle. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. A triangle has side lengths of 5 meter, 12 meter and 13 meter. Is this a right angle triangle? So let's just see, the longest side is always the hypotenuse. So 13 is C, right? So then we have to do C square equals A square plus B square. 13 square equals 12 square plus 5 square. That is 169. 12 square is 144 plus 25. So just add 169. 5 plus 4 9, that is the both sides are exactly equal, right? That means the side lengths 5, 12 and 13 are right angle triangle. The correct option is yes, this is a right angle triangle. Got it? A triangle has a side length of 8 yards, 15 yards and 17 yards. Is this a right angle triangle? Let's just see. That is C square equals A square plus B square. So 17 square equals 15 square plus 8 square, right? So 17 square is 289, 15 square is 225 and 8 square is 64. So that is yes, they are exactly equal. So yes, that is a right angle triangle. The correct option is yes, it is. A triangle has a side with the lengths of 11 feet, 5 feet, 15 feet and 17 feet. Is it a right angle triangle? Okay, I think no, that isn't. 17 square equals 15 square plus 11 square. That is 289, 225 plus 121. So 289 is not equal to 346, right? They both are exactly not equal. So that means that isn't the right angle triangle. Got it? The correct option is no. A triangle has the side lengths 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters, and 5 millimeters. Is it a right triangle? Yes, it is a right angle triangle. The correct option is yes. The correct option is no. A triangle has sides with length of 3 meters, 3 meter, and 5 meter. Is it a right triangle? The correct option is no. That isn't a right triangle. So the correct option is no. A triangle has a sides of 9 yards, 12 yards, and 15 yards. Is this a right triangle? So the correct option is, I think I need to check. 15 square equals 12 square plus 9 square. I think yes, that is a right angle triangle. 225, 144 plus 81. Yes, the correct option is yes, that is a right angle triangle. Got it? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 8 math. The chapter we were working on is Pythagorean theorem. The lessons we have covered today are Pythagorean theorem, find the length of hypotenuse. Pythagorean theorem, find the length of the missing leg length. Pythagorean theorem, find the parameter. Pythagorean theorem word problems you can do in your own, and converse of the Pythagorean theorem, is it a right angle triangle? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. They are available during the shift timing, that is between Monday to Friday and 5 to 9. So, or you can write the questions in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So you can please write the questions if you need more help with the lesson. Any questions? Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.